Allendale Wanderlust IPA.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. This evening it's all been New England IPAs, so I thought I'd change the style a little bit, and I've got a West Coast IPA brewed in that well-known West Coast location of Northumberland. Where's Northumberland? Top of the UK. You couldn't get further from Kent if you tried. Well, you could if you wanted to. You could go to Scotland, but in the United Kingdom, Kent and Northumberland are very, very far apart. But I picked this up in Morrison's in Kent, so that shows that these lot must be doing something right. I have been looking up the Allendale Brewery, and do you know what I really like about them? And this is something that I've sort of had a few conversations and discussions with online with people, that craft brewers are just ignoring traditional British ales like ruby ales and stuff. They've just started doing them. They're doing ruby ales in bottles and stuff like that, which I think is great for craft brewers to do that. And it looks quite good. So I'm going to try, if I can get hold of them, some of the Allendale stuff as well, because they sound really promising. They've got a lot of good stuff on their website and their beers. And I've looked at the ingredients they're using, and they really do seem to know what they're doing. As I say, I picked this up in Morrison's, and this is their take on a West Coast IPA. The IBUs on it are 77, which is quite high, so I'm imagining this is going to be quite hoppy. It's 6.5% in the volume, and what I do like about this is, again, another thing, it listed all the hops and the malt. It's got pale and oats malts in this, and it's got Zeus, Cascade, Centennial, Citra and Mosaic hops. So you know this is going to be a huge hop fest, and it's going to be bitter as well. Mosaic hops are, they're used for bittering, so I imagine that that's going to be the sort of overriding sort of flavour on this. As I say, they appear to be doing everything right. Have a look on their website. They've got some really good, interesting beers on there. I'm gonna check these out and see if I can get a few of theirs. I think Beerhawk do some of their stuff as well, so I might have to indulge. Anyway, enough of my waffle. Let's see what's going on with this. Right, so this is a 330ml can. It is 6.5% in the alcohol volume. It's made by Allendale and it's called Wanderlust. It has got Zeus hops, Cascade hops, Centennial, Citra and Mosaic hops, and pale ale and oats in there as well. And on the side of the can it says, "From England's last wilderness." It's a long way away. I've never been. Have I ever been there? I think I've driven through there once. I drove to Scotland once, and I don't recall much of it. Anyway, it said it was brewed in the heart of England's lost wilderness. We strive to capture the spirit of freedom and adventure that defines the landscapes in all our beers. Right, okay. Yeah, they do. They've got quite a wide-ranging bunch. West Coast style IPA, flavours of grapefruit, marmalade and pine. Best enjoyed fresh. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're based in Hexham, which is Northumberland. It's the wilds of England. Honestly, that is north as you can get. Hadrian's Wall is next stop. But they talk like Geordies. But I won't hold that against them. Anyway, enough of my bullshit. Let's get this open and let's see what's going on. Just before I get this open, I just want to show you the front of the can. It's got one of the old Phileas Fogg style labels on it. There is the back of the can. And there is the gumph on the side. Pause your videos now if you want to read. And there it is. Let's get it open. Let's see what is going on. Yeah, and immediately, you know, as I say, I've been drinking New England IPAs. The bitterness on this one is, yeah, it's giving it some. But it's like a creamy smell to it. It's not. I hope it's not diacetyl. Not getting much, to be honest. Let's get it out of the can and into the glass. I've had a touch of the old hay fever today. I don't know whether that's affecting my sense of smell or not. Possibly. Who knows? There it is in the glass. Very, very slightly hazy. Fair bit of carbonation. One finger, white head. Quite foamy. Loosely packed bubbles. On the nose, out of the glass. Smells quite fruity. But I'm struggling. Now, I don't want to say that that's the beer that's not got much aroma, because it could be my sense of smell being dulled because of the tree pollen around here, which seems to fucking send me stupid when the weather gets a bit warm, and it has been quite warm today. So, let's just fucking drink it. Right. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really good. That's really nice. First of all, you take a mouthful and you do get the hot bitterness. Then that seems to just mellow out a little bit, and you get a little bit of fruit. You do get that zesty, they call it marmalade. What do I call it? Marmalade. I'd call it orange peel, to be honest. It's bitter. Now I don't know whether they mean the little bits of zest you get in orange peel, but the little bits of zest you get in marmalade, but you do get a hell of a lot of biscuit malt on the arse end of this, and then that gives way to more bitterness. So it's quite complex. There's an earthiness to it as well. And that's nice. That is nice. And again, it reminds me of a really good West Coast. It's got that hot bitterness that sort of undulates between pine, earthiness, and then more bitterness, and then the biscuit malt comes through as well. This is really nice. It's got quite a dry finish to it as well, which makes you sort of want more to it. But the hot bitterness, I've tasted a hell of a lot stronger bitterness on a lot of these West Coast IPAs. This isn't as bitter. So if you're thinking you're going to get, you know, huge amounts of bitterness on this, you're not. It's quite well balanced for a West Coast. I will say that. And there's a bit of caramel malt on the end of that, but there is that overriding earthy pineapple. There's that overriding earthy grapefruit bitterness on the end of it, which reminds you that this is a West Coast. But as West Coast go, I quite like that. That's as you can see when I keep taking stuff, that's quite Moorish. I don't know whether it's because it's got that lovely mouthfeel to it, or it's just balanced. You're sort of going in between bitterness, little bit of fruit, bitterness again, malt, then bitterness again. I could get used to this. Yeah, it's really good. Really nice. But it leaves a very... It leaves you wanting more, if you know what I mean. Which is a good thing, I think. Because it's making my throat sort of dry, if you know what I mean. And... you know, I'll take a little mouthful and it's nice, you know, it's got all the flavours bouncing around your mouth and all that. I've got the malt, I can definitely get the malt in that, but there's also that grapefruit bitterness. There's a little bit of fruit, zesty fruit, like the orange that they're talking about. I wouldn't call it marmalade, but even though there's an orange there, it's not as sweet as the marmalade that I know. It's more orange zest, I think. And it leaves your mouth sort of dryish, if you know what I mean. And it's making me want to drink more of it, which, you know, is a good thing when it comes to beer. So yeah, that's pretty good as far as West Coast go. I'm quite sort of pleased with it. So what's the verdict? Well, I will be totally straight with you. I'd never heard of the Allendale stuff before. I saw this on a shelf at Morrison's. I looked at the can and I thought, it's an IPA, you know, a West Coast IPA, 6.5%. I'll have a go on this. And do you know what? I am glad I did, because I looked on their website. They do a really good range of beers. That's another brewery that I've discovered. And this isn't even one of their sort of well-known ones. It's just one that's sort of buried among all the others. They do a ruby ale in a bottle, which I would really like to try. A ruby ale from a craft brewer, with, you know, one of these new age craft brewers. They were founded in 2006, so, you know, 16 years, 14 years, my maths is shit, 14 years. I'd like to see what they're doing. But as far as this goes, it's a really nice drink. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10, and I'd recommend it. Now, West Coast IPA is not my favourite style. I can appreciate it though, and this is a good one. I think it's worthy of an 8.5, and I'd definitely recommend it if you're in Morrison's. Morrison's are doing some great stuff at the moment. Get yourself down there. Get some of the Northern Monk stuff, the Brewdog stuff they're doing, the collaboration. And remember, beer is working class champagne.